heartbreak, and more heartbreak for Indian badminton, because just now, in an epic final that we witnessed between Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy, and the Indonesian duo of Martin and Fernando, we have now seen more heartbreak for the Indian badminton duo, because breaking news from the Thailand Open 500 tournament, we have seen Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty lose in two straight games, 12-21, 23-25 to Martin and Fernando of Indonesia. Now, heading into particular contest, Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty actually had a 4-0 head-to-head advantage against the duo. Heading into the final, they had beaten some very good players. Isuddin and Go, the third-ranked seed, they had actually beaten them in 3 tough games in the semi-final, and they looked like the favourites to win this particular tournament. But then the discipline and the simple techniques that the Indonesians employed ensured that Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty would not get going. The first game itself witnessed tremendous amount of unforced errors from Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty. The smashes and most of the shots landed in the net. And that is where the Indonesian duo, when you look at it, smart court positioning, smart play, simple badminton, no complicated badminton, great defense, and Martin smashes ensured that the Indonesian duo would already get the advantage, and they raced away because of those unforced errors in the first game, and they won it 21-12. In the second game, it was far more topsy-turvy. I mean, the Indians also realized that, yes, we have to get our game going. We have to maintain the discipline and also ensure that the Indonesians did not get away. But at one point, they were leading. Satwik-Chirag were leading in the second game, and they allowed that lead to slip away due to the unforced error there. And at 19-19, they were actually down a match point, to a championship point. 20-19, the Indonesians were in front. But then they kept on equaling back. It was a back and forth exchange for the last 6 points, because 21-20, the Indonesians were leading. India equalized. 22-20. They equalized. 23-22, they equalized. 24-23, they equalized. And then at 24-23, when you look at it, the final smash happened, and Martin's smashes in particular found the mark every single time. And that is why the Indonesian duo of Martin and Fernando have managed to win the badminton, the Thailand Open Masters 500 event. And once again, the heartbreak continues for Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty. They now have not had a championship for 2 years. 2 years at this point. The last time they had won, it was in the Thailand Open yet again in 2024, where they had won this particular event. Then from that point on, it has been an epic struggle. They have lost in so many big moments. Even in the Badminton World Championships against Wang and Kiang, they had lost in the major moments there. They also lost, they had done pretty well in the Thomas Cup. Let's make no mistake about it. There were some games in which they were really good, except for the encounter against Wang and Kiang against China. But in the other encounters, they were pretty good. Unfortunately, the pairings, they could not come up against France. Otherwise, they would have defeated the Popov brothers. Who knows? But at this stage, Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty will be wondering what more they need to do, because it's now unfortunately become a theme where they have lost out on major semi-finals and finals in major events. The London World Championships was one instance. The Thomas Cup, not so much so. This will hurt, because they were facing an opponent whom they had a 4-0 advantage heading into this. Fernando and Martin were actually not the underdogs. They had beaten the other favourites in Isuddin and Go in the semi-final. So maybe they peaked in that. But again, the unforced errors that were there in the first game. And we all know that Sachi really take their time to ensure that they get going. They kind of lose the first game, but then they bounce back. That has not been the theme in the last years as well. If they have lost, the opponents have made it to ensure that they maintain the momentum in that particular sense. Now, I will just take a couple of comments. Yagya Krishna said, big moments, Satwik and Chirag are not stepping up. Yeah, I mean, even today, those unforced errors, man, at the net, that really hurt Sachi in a big, big way. And Govind Joshi saying, sorry to say, if semis and finals is the benchmark that we are all saying, then viewership, forget about viewership. What will the nation think? The nation will forget all about this. Well, see, Satwik-Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty won the bronze medal. The Indian contingent won the bronze medal in the Thomas Cup. Now, the Thomas Cup is like the World Cup of Nations when you look at it. No one bothered about the Thomas Cup at this stage, and it kind of has gotten the debate back. I'll tell you one thing. It has gotten the debate back. What is the situation around other sports? Why should we discuss other sports? Well, views don't come. Views only come when you win. And then you are accused later on if you do it, oh, you don't know what is going on in the backdrop. That is the issue. India will very well forget these events. And they will also forget all the others if you don't keep winning. So it's a double-edged sword at this point. Now, what are the top events in badminton which are upcoming in the year later on? See, you've got the Asian Games badminton event that's coming up. Commonwealth's also there in July. And you've also got the Badminton World Championships. You've got the India Open, which is going to be a big event that'll come in August. So these are the three events. The India Open Badminton, yes, all the problems that happened last year, it's going to happen again. And this time, the event is bigger as far as the ranking points are concerned. So these are some of the events. The Badminton World Championships is also going to take place. And I think the China Open will come pretty soon. So those are the things when we are looking at it at this point in time. Yeah, Thailand Open's done for the season. Unfortunately, Satwik-Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty, 2 years now, it's continuing. 2 years, the title jinx continues, and unfortunately, a lot of questions will be asked. Why this hasn't been able to take place. So yeah, that's our Yaga Krishnan. That's your answer. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Tough luck for Satwik-Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty. Unfortunately, they have lost. But yeah, badminton action will continue. And views or no views, apathy or no apathy, we at Sports Today will be bringing you all the events that take place. So bye-bye. See you soon for the IPL.